Well, YouTube, here's my latest job. I sent a picture up on the Facebook page a little while ago, but I don't know if you can see it. This is what I'm going to try to fix. See how there's oil right there? It's coming out of the spark plug hole. So my goal is to take this head off and then recondition, maybe put some new rings in it, take a look at it. My plan is to, I'm a little nervous about these bolts on the exhaust side. They're pretty rusted, and I'm afraid that they're just going to shear off, break. So my goal is to take everything off, take the piston, take the spark plug off, and then lift the whole cylinder off before taking the head off. Flip it over, and then soak the bolts before I start taking them off. But soak them while it's upside down, so I could, let the penetrating oil seep in into the head before I start unloosening them. This is my LI. I got it a year ago on Father's Day. Picked it up for $100. Ran well. Well, I've done like one or two small videos with it, but exhaust manifold busted off. So, but it chugs along. So let me set up and get this thing lifted and get it going. Well, I got it up. It takes a minute or so, but this, that lift that I built works well. One of the things I did on it, even though it's a 2,000-pound winch, it's a Harbor Freight winch, so it's not exactly perfectly made, so it binds a little bit. So just to make it a little easier on myself, I added a pulley to the bottom here to cut half the weight. I got the other hook attached to the top, and then I also basically took out most of the cable, so I'm only using the main spool. So I got all the force on it. But there's some type of bind in that gear, so I don't know if you heard that click. There's some type of spot. I don't know if you already saw me. I got fast and then it would go slow, but I don't know. Works fine, but wish the winch was a little bit better. Let's start getting this thing apart. Well, I got one handle off, carburetor off. Slowly making progress here. Quick question: have you guys ever seen? Just notice this. I don't have this on my other ones. Have you guys ever had a dipstick? This type of dipstick on your Gravely? I've seen some other types, but I don't think I've ever seen this type. It's kind of like a, just like a cap with a rod in it. I don't know if it's homemade or it's real. It looks like a thread, basically a bolt that's been ground. But it goes right in there. Drop it on, screw it in. Never seen one like that. It's got this type of cap too, which I have seen before. But I'll probably switch it to the other standard big bulky one. Check back in a minute. Both handles off now. It's always more of a pain in the ass sometimes than I think it's going to take, but the cotter pins on the shifters are always a bugger to get off. But now onto the tank. Well, got the shroud off. Typical Gravely dirt grime. This looks like a definitely, it's the pre-adjustment cast iron. So these are the plastic lifters. I'm guessing it's the bronze bushings, or maybe the steel bushings in this thing. I'll have to find out once I tear it apart, but I gotta get this thing all cleaned before I start trying to break that joint between the cylinder and the head. Well, there's my issue right there. See how it's leaking right there? It's blow by. I think somebody said maybe it's the head, but I don't know. It's got a crack right there, but I'll have to once I take this sucker off, flip it, pry it off, and take a look. Till later.